hood. How y'all feeling? Hope y'all feel like real men and women should, because I'm feeling like a real man should. Got through the week. Juneteenth yesterday. Flashback Friday. Music Friday tonight. What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? Varshay, what's going on, my? Good to see me some you. Let's get into it. Yeah. Friday, baby. Yeah. We gonna talk some good stuff tonight. Yeah. Yeah. Play it like a TikTok. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3. No, that's wrong. One, two, three, four. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. Gotta keep it. Yeah. Jihad. Singers versus musicians. No bass. Boom, 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 boom. What up, y'all? Urban Therapy with Sun 752. And this your daily. It's the daily go getter show. You think it ain't when it is? You think it won't when it whiz? We are here and we are in motion. We do this thing, taking off fast lane, no coasting, and everything is gonna be all right. We talk about singers versus musicians tonight. You know some singers don't write, but when they make the songs, it be coming out right. Yeah, and some musicians, they write, produce, get all of the money and the juice. Plus they publishing is all in the bank. You know, yeah, yo, some ones I like to think of her. Stevie Wonder, you know he getting paid. Yeah, Prince, yeah, he had it made. Even Michael Jack, wrote a couple of songs. How about that? But for the most part, he would just pass the torch, and he would get paid producing like Sky Storch. But now it's time to compare. Let's see who really getting caught out there. Mariah Carey, she sings and she writes, getting the money all through the night. Whitney Houston didn't write no songs, but who could do it better all night long? And my man, yo, may rest in peace. And talking about my man, you know how it go. I'm trying to get this on together, yo. How can I incorporate it right? Long ago, and so far away. Y'all know Mr. Van Josie used to do that shit. Is crazy, not even close. But he did write that song about dancing with his father one last time. What's that about? May rest in peace. And yo, last but not least, Barry White was a real one. A Teddy Pendergrass. Yo, we gonna talk tonight about the ones that could sing and write. Which one did it best? They was all great nonetheless. Dimple D's, I see you there. Who else can compare? Shirley Sherrill, the world's most greatest and precious pearl in the world. You know how we go. Let's get it poppin', baby. No ifs, ands, or maybe. It's time to rock. Are y'all ready? Are you ready now? Yeah. Yeah. Word the mouth. Yeah, keep it going, baby. Yeah, it's time for a DJ show. What? Urban Therapy with Sun 752. Now, let's get it popping, y'all. Let's do it. Let's get this hardware out of the way. Okay. Came out of the stand. Good. We good. Let's go. I'm ready if you are, and I think you are. I think you are. I know I am. Real business. So, singers versus writers. Y'all know that it's Friday night. That's why we're here at 1 o'clock instead of 2 o'clock in the morning. And we always talk about music on a Friday night. We have a lot of fun. And sometimes we learn a little something. Because a lot of y'all been buying records, listening to radio, going to shows, and all that old stuff for y'all entire lives. So y'all know a lot about certain artists and certain things in the industry or whatever. So we convene here on Friday nights and we talk about a little something, get into a little something, get into it and get involved. These puzzle pieces right now we gonna solve, y'all. So we talk about singers versus musicians. So basically, we're not putting nobody up against each other, but what we're going to do is try to see which one made the better music, which one had the better songs, which one is etched in our minds better, and is a certain skill level called into question when we start talking about singers who may only sing, don't write any of their songs, don't play any instruments, but they just grab that microphone and start la 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 la. It's Boosie, baby. Wind me up. I want to play for you, child. Funk away. Wind me up. Shout out to all my Bootsy Collins lovers out there. That was my man. Boosie couldn't sing worth shit. He didn't care. He did the slap bass. And his records was off the chain. He just talked through the whole record. Even the songs that had singing in them, he talked through them. You know, like Telephone Bill, Munchies for Your Love. I like to, yeah, yeah, yeah. I like to make sweet love to you. So you got to be a real Bootsy Collins fan to know what I'm talking about. Bwana Haguski, all up in the house. What's going on, my G? Good to see me, some y'all. So yeah, we're talking about singers versus musicians. What y'all know? What you know? Singers versus musicians. So, I mean, you take somebody like Whitney Houston. Whitney Houston didn't write none of her songs. None of them. I never seen her play any instruments. Not a flute, not a cowbell, a triangle. I never even saw her, even with some of her gospel songs. I never seen her pick up a tambourine. I'll pick up a tambourine. I'm a tambourine for Whitney. Tambourine for Whitney. I'm going to act like, yeah, she's still here with me. Tambourine for Whitney. Tambourine for Whitney. Yeah, we going to pretend like she's still here with me. I remember Whitney Houston. She was the best. I don't care what she run. She was better than all the rest. Couldn't nobody out sing that alto show. You had the golden voice and she was the top choice. The only one that could sell the Star Spangled Banner. Yo, nobody could do it better than her. She was the one. She was a songbird. Yo, probably the best voice that I ever heard. But can't forget about my girl from Detroit. Yeah, she had the whole world at the foot of her. I'm talking about Aretha Franklin. Yo, ain't nobody better than her. For real, I gotta thank her. All right, let's get into it, yo. Singers, I said singers versus musicians. Jihad said, leave my Jersey girl alone. Remember, I'm from Jersey, yo, and she was from Jersey. I'm proud of that, my damn self. Yo, you ain't gonna keep Whitney all to yourself. You know what I mean? I heard that she was originally from South Jersey. She's from the Philly side. That's what I heard. She was originally born in Camden, and she moved up to the Oranges. And that's what I heard. I mean, it could be a rumor or whatever, but that's what I heard. I heard that, she was an Eagles fan and all that shit. She liked the Sixers. I'm just telling you what I heard. I can't confirm. But yeah, that's what I heard. He says Whitney Houston still sing better than most of these singers out here today, including Mariah Carey. You ain't gonna get listen, she was my favorite. So we ain't gonna fight. We'll fight over Whitney. We'll fight over Whitney. We'll fight to get Whitney. We ain't gonna fight against her. It ain't gonna be none of that. It ain't gonna be none of that. Let me see what y'all talking about. Make sure I ain't miss nobody so far. I think I got the roll call good. Gee, what's the name of this song? Eagles is not going to the Super Bowl next year. Yes, they are. You know it, son. Yes, they are. They going back. It can't nothing stop this. We the hottest team. Ain't been a team like the Eagles in a minute. I don't care what Kansas City did. They not us. They not like us. I mean, ain't nobody fucking with my team this year. Nobody. I mean, if you mad about it, you just gonna have to stay mad. I'm gonna be happy as shit come the end of February though. I'm gonna be happier than a sissy in Boys Town. Hey, that's how it's gonna be. This guy's gonna be mid to late February in 26. Cause ain't nobody fucking with us, especially no Giants. Definitely not no Cowboys. And nobody. Just nobody who beating the Eagles. I said nobody. All right, Juana says, sure, what's going on, Troy? Damn, Troy ain't even here. Troy popular as shit. You know what? We're gonna have Troy as an in-house guest soon. I already talked to him about it. He gonna come in, he gonna be sitting right chump. Soon, too. Soon. We gonna hook that up soon. But it's only gonna be in the weekends. You know, that cat ain't coming in here no 2 o'clock in the morning. We not doing that. We not doing that. You know. Juana says son is doing his K-Tay drum thing. I don't even know what that is. Gee, I said Marvin Gaye, Donny Hathaway, Will Downing. Good names. And they all wrote songs. Played instruments too. Donny Hathaway played the piano and other shit. He was a real musician. I think Will Downing is too. Marvin Gaye definitely is. Yeah, Buana, Boosie, I'd rather be with you. But it was when he was doing I'd rather be with you, that was before he started talking on the records. Once he started talking, it was a rap. The name is Bootsy, baby. Nah, Whitney Houston ain't writing no songs. Pure singer. You write it, you produce it, she sings it. That somehow that was a winning formula. And before like the Marvin Gayes and all of that, the only person who wrote their own songs on Motown was Smokey Robinson. Nobody else got no writer's credit. So all of the music was played by the oh shit. What was the name of they house band and producers? They created the Holland Doja Holland. They wrote all of the songs got written, I think, by Berry Gordy and them. And Holland Doja Holland, they did all the music. That's where the original Motown sound came from. But yeah, Whitney didn't write no songs. Let me see. Damn, G, how you erased a lot. I'm gonna have to start screenshotting you. It's all good. Alicia Keys wrote her. Yeah. And it's singers like her I want to talk about, because I want to kind of explore whether when you write and you sing, does it diminish the quality of your work in some area? Like if you are a singer and a writer, are you known more for not having the golden voice, or are you able to pull off both? And you know there are plenty of musicians that have been able to pull off both. Like you take Stevie Wonder, you take Prince, like they wasn't missing a step on anything. And that was back in the days when there was a such thing as written, produced, composed, arranged. You know what I mean? Remember, they used to have mad credits for whatever you did. But that was important because that meant that you was getting all your money. You know, back in the day, as well as now, they have Puffy wasn't no real producer. Puffy would come in, suggest a sample, and then get he would get a producer's credit. And they talking about some Puff produced it. Puff don't he don't work the mix boards and all of that. That ain't Puffy Lane. Puffy is a record company owner and a former background dancer, a party promoter. But he got those writing credits because and those producing credits. He ain't write no songs. Puff did not write no songs. Think about it. He couldn't rap. He didn't even, his biggest hit was Missing You. He ain't write that shit. He ain't write that shit. Jay-Z's boy, the fat boy. Fat boy from the projects. He wrote that shit. Sauce Money. Sauce Money wrote that. Eric Gaynor says, can I call in to talk about my GoFundMe? You absolutely cannot. But if you want to talk about music tonight, as far as the subject goes, yeah, you can talk about it. You say, but he threw one hell of a party. Yep, he really did. And I'm not even talking about the Diddy parties. Them Puffy parties was off the chain. It's just regular parties. Wanda said Puff was a sample king. Puffy is the Don King of music. You might say that. You might say that. You might say that. So y'all see the poll question. We only up to 8 votes right now. Let me see what we look like. Early in the game. Early in the game. Yeah, you know, do y'all know of, or do you know of any singers that you thought only sang, you didn't know they wrote songs or played any instruments, and then later on you found out that they played instruments or whatever? Now that happened a lot with me. I didn't know that certain singers played instruments and had songwriting credits and all of that. Like Evelyn Champagne King, I didn't know that she was a musician. You ever see, man, she got the bongos and the conga. She nice with it. And she put on a hell of a show. Lot of energy. I didn't know. Now, I'm not going to front. She seemed like she probably had a hand in writing her own songs. So I could see that. But I didn't know that she could, you know, get on the drums and get crazy. We knew artists like Sheila E. could drum because she started out as a drummer, not a singer. But when you really think about it, she couldn't really sing. She could sing a little bit. But she wasn't a pure singer. You know what I mean? You was going to produce, you know, keep her voice low, keep the music high, and the shit worked. Glamorous Life. Holly Rock. And that wasn't really a hit, but you know, we'll just stick with Glamorous Life. And we know who wrote that though. We know who wrote that. It had Prince fingerprints all over it. All over it. Okay. Jihad says, did you know Ice Cube didn't start that? Didn't start that yet. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, no. It didn't matter if he started or not. I wasn't saying that shit. The West Coast motherfuckers was not impressive to me back in the day. I mean, some of them was nice, but I wasn't saying no yeah. But since you brought it up, who started it? Who started that? Yeah. I'm mad because I knew what you were saying. I'm mad about that. Sam Cooke. Hell of a singer, hell of a writer, hell of a musician. And he owned his own shit. I felt like I really think they set Sam Cooke up because he was about to turn the industry on his ass. And then a few years later, Otis Redding was doing the same thing, going to start his own label and all of that. He wasn't going for the okie doke. And he goes down in a plane crash. Stay off them private jets, man. You getting money out there? Stay off them private jets. Only ones, yo. Fuck them private jets. Ask Aaliyah. Ask Buddy Holly and them, the La Bamba kids. Just saying. Barnabas Collins says, ain't no party like a Diddy party. Oh my God, man. The word party will never be the same because of that goddamn Sean Combs. Never be the same. Sheila E. good with the bongos. She good with the bongos. She good with the sticks. She really is a drummer. Then Blana said Sheila E. was the goddess. Mm-hmm. I didn't like her performance in Crush Groove. I really didn't. She couldn't act worth shit. She couldn't act worth shit. That Run of Run DMC, he should have got an Oscar nomination for that. He was very believable. I want y'all to know that this is my motherfucking house. I felt that shit. I was like, wow. Yes, Run. Yes. 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 This is your house. Run's house. Whose house? Run's house. Who? Run's house. All right. All right. Like DMC was the king. He was the king of rock. But it was Run's house. You know what I mean? Love it or hate it. Nico says, you ain't got no wisdom to drop. I don't know, man. You know, stay tuned. I don't know what to tell you. Barnabas says, do you think Puffy has an involvement with Pac's and Biggie's death? Not to the level that people are trying to say it. Not to the level that people are trying to say. I don't think that Puffy had anything to do with Tupac's death. Because it don't make no sense. Tupac was not costing Puffy no money. There's a strong case that Puffy was winning. Now, I can't be inside somebody's head. I can't be inside somebody's head, so I can't say with any certainty. But first they want to say that Puffy was responsible for getting Tupac shot in 94 when he came to Quad Studios. And I'm like, Tupac he was a up and coming artist. He wasn't Tupac. Like, he wasn't fucking up nobody money. He wasn't selling records. He wasn't like no triple platinum type of artist. Not yet. So, and there wasn't no East Coast West Coast battle in no 1994. It wasn't like that. Plus, Tupac is a East Coast artist. Whether you know it or not, whether you like it or not, he's not from the West Coast. So all of that West Coast shit he was talking, he was fronting. I'm sorry. He was born and raised in Harlem, New York. He spent 4 years from age 13 or 14 till 17 in Baltimore. That's how he met Jada Pinkett. He's an actor. He went to an acting school. He was good at it. And while he was there, he was very limp-wristed. He is not a G. Unless the G stands for gay. Because, I mean, I ain't gonna hold you. His younger videos, he was giving off mad sweet vibes. Yeah, and you know, I'm like, So the first 17 years of your life, you are on the East Coast. Strictly. You came back to New York. Think about it. He got shot in New York. He caught his case in New York. He went to jail in New York. At home. He had a home in New York. I don't remember him having no home in California until he got shot. And he got shot in 94, right? So, I mean, look, man, I just don't think Puffy had, I know he had nothing to do with what would Tupac getting killed or shot? Puffy already had money. What are you gonna rob Tupac for some chains? Tupac ain't had money like that. He didn't. He ain't had money like that. He had a couple of dollars. Probably more than us. But, you know, as far as celebrities concerned, he was on the lower end of the socio-economic ladder. You know what I mean? So no, I don't think he had anything to do with Tupac's death. And if it's hard for me to believe that he would want Biggie to be killed. Like, looking at it now, look at the way things have aged. Would Biggie have been worth more to Puff dead or alive? Biggie only made, like, if Biggie had been as prolific as a writer as Tupac, like if he had like 100 or 200 songs ready to go like Tupac did, I could see like, well, I already got, I can eat off of this forever. But Big didn't write. Remember, him and Hove, they just went in the studio, spit they shit. There wasn't no writing. They didn't write. So Biggie wasn't worth as much dead than he was alive. And you can talk about how he had to deal with and Entertainment, you know, with Junior Mafia and Lil Kim and all of that, $60 million on the table. He hadn't got it yet. And that wasn't going to get him out of Puffy contract anyway. It was not going to get him out. Puffy he would have never released Big. He owned 100% of his publishing. 100%. He was worth way more to him alive than dead. So, I mean, Puffy is a bad guy, but I'm not going to charge him with everything bad that's ever happened with anybody associated with him. I'm just not ready for that. Okay. Jihad says everybody talks about Motown. Don't forget about Stax Records. We can get into all of that. We can get into all of that. Dead man tell no tales. Yeah, they make no money either. Just saying. Like with Tupac, you see for years, they were able to take Tupac's lyrics and put them in songs and sell them with different artists and all of that shit. You couldn't do that with Biggie. He didn't have the catalog. At the end of the day, Biggie made 2 studio albums. 2. He was worth way more alive than dead. 2 albums. Tupac wrote enough songs for 10 albums. Easy. Easy. Or more. But the thing is, all of the songs is dated because he only lived, to be 25 years old. So it is what it is. You didn't say my boys Usher and Babyface. Does Usher write his own song? Does he play any instruments? Let's see about that. Let's see. Cheryl Hudson said Robert Townsend. The comedian? The actor? G.I. says, I heard Lil Sean and Haitian Jack had something to do with the Tupac killing. Little Sean? Well, he was mad. He was mad at Tupac because he said Lil Sean was crying when he got shot. Lil Sean was salty as shit about that. He's like, I wasn't crying. And knowing Tupac, he probably wasn't crying. Tupac used to be embellishing. He used to be embellishing like a motherfucker, boy. Mint Condition play their own instruments. Yeah, facts on that. Facts on that. Kim's Whims. Yeah, I thought I saw Kim. Yeah, there she go. Kim's Whims, what's good? How you feeling, man? Good to see me some of you. Hold on. Does Usher play instruments or write his own songs? He should have wrote Let It Burn, right? Yes, Usher both plays instruments and writes his own songs. He plays the piano. He mentions using the piano for songwriting and finding melodies. Bass guitar. Usher has been noted to play the bass guitar, even covering songs like Pumped Up Kicks by Foster the People on the instrument. Drums. Usher can also play the drums. Look at that. Okay. He is credited with as a writer of many of his songs, including Nice and Slow, Burn, and Make Me Wanna. And that makes sense to me. It definitely makes sense to me because a lot of his songs was personal. But I didn't know he played any instruments. I did not know that. Trezoy, my man Troy Diesel. It's the Troy Diesel. Cheryl says Dolly Parton wrote I'll always love you for Whitney. Well, she didn't write it for Whitney. She just wrote it. She didn't know. She ain't know Whitney was gonna make her fucking rich for the rest of her life. She didn't know. You hear the Dolly Parton version of I'll Always Love You. Man, what a difference. Man, what a difference. Hold on. About to get this party started. What?
You have a call from.
He didn't know. He ain't know.
Yeah, kill that. Caller with the last number is 5639. Welcome to the Daily Go Getimism Show. Thank you for calling in. What's good?
Hey, happy Friday.
Man, I'm feeling like a real man should on this Friday, Flashback Friday. Thank God it's Friday. Thank the Lord it's Friday.
I will agree.
Hold on. Somebody was waiting for you to call in so they could call in right behind you.
You have a call from.
So it's like, so I guess both of y'all was like, well, I ain't calling in till the other one call in. Yo, if one of y'all don't turn that shit off in the background, we definitely know who it is.
Let me call in before somebody call in behind that caller that called in.
Yo, man, turn your device down. What are you doing?
Gotta be quicker than that.
You slow.
Gotta be quicker than that.
Yo, we still hear it.
What's going on, y'all?
No, turn this shit down in the background.
Oh, okay. That's my television. Here we go.
You know, I can't.
Here we go. Shut up, Kim. You're
Forget what you were doing.
Look, but why did they drunk? You know, I said that I've been drinking. So what? I've been drinking.
Yo, what is this? Transparent Friday? Yeah, what the fuck is
Moana just gonna put my business out on the damn
all truth don't need to be told, goddamn.
I've been in my apartment all fucking day. Of course, I'm gonna need some drinks to make sure everything is okay. Me and alcohol have a personal relationship together.
Just keep the Kool-Aid chilled. Everything good.
I got an uncle. First name Taylor, last name Payne.
Taylor Payne.
Middle name Port.
Okay. All right. So y'all see what we talking about tonight, right? Singers versus musicians. Who is more respected? Which one gets more shine, more burn? Which one makes the better records?
Well, let me go. I yield to you, Senator Kelms.
Well, you know, they both undervalued differently depending on the industry lens. So, you know, singers are seen as the face and musicians are seen as the foundation. So I guess it just depends on the industry, depends on the music, depends on the genre, depends on the audience, all of that. Like, people respect Beyonce as a vocalist and performer, but they don't know she also arranges harmonies and directs shows and blah, 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 blah. That might be a different level of respect. I don't know. She's definitely a hard worker. when it comes to her craft. So I think it just depends.
She
I
writes
don't
some.
think
She writes some of her
everybody,
songs. She definitely
huh?
writes. She writes some of her songs.
Some of them, but she does more than write. Now, she doesn't play the instruments like some artists, like, let's say her, her sings, she writes, she directs, she plays, she plays with the guitar and the piano. So we know she does all these things. Beyonce doesn't do that. However, as a musician, she choreographs and directs her big shows. So that's a lot to be said as well. So it just depends.
Yeah.
And I yield, and I turn my time over to Sister Troy.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Senator Kim. How you doing, Chairman 7752?
Good to see you too, sir.
Thank you. I'd like to take my 5 minutes. Thank you so much. Well, I like to say the musicians are very important, but when you look for an album, you don't hear people rooting for the musicians. You hear people rooting for the singers. Now, let's just go through some of the musicians who are important. The musicians are pretty much sometimes the background, but when you go through some of the musicians like Herb Alpert, Kenny G, who else? Grover Washington Jr. Certain musicians that are in the background are people who write the songs. I mean, makes the music to the songs. The singers are at the forefront. But when you hear these songs, the first thing they say, "Oh, this is Grover Washington," along with Patti LaBelle singing "The Best Is Yet to Come." This is Grover Washington along with Bill Withers singing "Just the Two of Us." And then you go back around and you got Kenny G and I forgot who sang "The Best Is Yet." Don't Make Me Wait for Love this time with him, but that's Kenny G's song. And then Kenny G's music, he's a musician. He's the one that plays the music behind that. Songwriting wise, we go through, you got, what is it, the Philadelphia sound. You got them, you got Motown, you got, the Philadelphia sound just don't mean, the sound of Philadelphia. You have other people that was part of the Philadelphia sound from Philadelphia. People don't know McFadden and Whitehead was part of the Philadelphia sound. They just think they were just musicians. They were also songwriters. Major Harris wasn't just a musician. A singer. He was also a songwriter. So all these other people that's right there, but singers are the most important people. Like Bawana said, Sheila E. She's tremendous at what she does. Playing an instrument and then also doing the singing the song. But singers are the most important part of the song. Well, singers and songwriters. Musicians come in right there in between. They're the middleman.
Well, who makes the better records?
Well, there is no record without the singer.
Yeah, but
then it's just an instrumental.
All right, so the show is called Singers versus Musicians. So
can you be more specific about that?
Okay. So if you look at the poll question asks the question, who makes the better records? Think about it closely. So the options are singers who don't write or play instruments, singers who are musicians, singers who sing, write, and play instruments, or musicians who write and play and don't sing. So if you think about all of the songs that you've liked, all of the artists that you've liked, who makes the better records overall? And it's a choice. You know what I mean? It's not like there's a definitive right or wrong answer. But it's so subjective that you could say, well, in my opinion, I think that, like, I would probably say I would probably say, as far as records are concerned, the singers who write their own songs seem to have better records. But I would say my reasoning for that is because I like lyrics. Number one, not everybody is a lyrical person. Some people concentrate more or will favor the beat or the music more than the lyrics. I'm a lyrical person. I like to, hear what people are saying. So I like singers who write their own songs because they get more personal. You understand what I'm saying? So, but as far as making the better records, the best records, I'm probably thinking maybe it's the ones who do all three, because of the Princes and the Stevie Wonders, the Curtis Mayfields, the Isaac Hayes. You know what I mean? So
Marvin Gaye didn't play an instrument.
Marvin Gaye played an instrument.
Marvin Gaye played the piano. What are you talking about?
Yeah, Marvin Gaye definitely played instruments.
He played the piano.
Let's see.
Is that not an instrument?
No, I was just saying, did he play the piano? I was asking that.
Hold on. What instruments did Marvin Gaye play? He played drums, piano, keyboards, synthesizers, and various percussion instruments like bells, finger cymbals, and vibraphones.
He was pretty much.
He also utilized the TR-808 drum machine. Damn. Particularly in his later work, while he initially found success as a drummer in the early Motown days, he also became proficient on the piano and other keyboards. Yeah, I believe I've seen Marvin Gaye play.
I want to make sure I'm understanding this correctly too.
Yeah.
So by this we're saying, so my comparison would be, let's say Kiki Wyatt. I think she has a powerful voice. She is a powerhouse when it comes to singing, but we don't know her to do anything other than sing. She is a voice. However,
I think she writes some songs though.
Does she?
Yeah, she definitely does. Huh?
You said Kiki Wyatt plays instruments?
No, I said that she writes songs. She writes songs.
Yeah, she writes songs, but she does something else more. She does a great thing of having kids. She got 12, 13 kids.
Stop it right now.
She plays the pole.
You're not going to be disrespectful tonight.
Yo, she splits the pole. She split a
lot of poles. She splits a lot of poles. She be writing songs. She writes songs and splits a lot of poles, bro.
She and Nick Cannon.
Yeah, and, they need to get together. Her and Nick need to get together. Matter of fact, they belong together. Use that Mariah Carey song.
Her, Nick, and Future, they can have a couple. In any case, so I would compare. I didn't know she was a writer.
Yeah.
I wasn't aware of any songs that she did any writing on, but okay.
Yeah.
So maybe not her. I don't know. I can think of it. Maybe Jennifer.
But see, I don't want. Hold on. Now I don't want to take away in the pure writers. The pure singers. I'm not going to take away any accolades from them just because they write some songs, because their better records may have been the ones that they didn't write. Like in the case of a Mariah Carey, her best songs were not the ones that she wrote herself. You know what I'm saying? So,
okay.
Once again, there is no right or wrong answer. It's a personal choice about what you think. But I'm just thinking like.
But I just want to make sure I'm understanding this clearly. That's why I'm asking the question.
Okay. Yeah.
One of the most prolific writers out there at the time was Rob.
You better throw me out, Troy. Don't do it. Let me get my question out.
All right, yeah, go ahead.
You're going to throw me off my thought. So I want to make sure I'm understanding this correctly. So let's remove the part that she's right. and we're going purely by her voice. So Kiki, because I don't know her again playing any instruments or anything like that. I think she has a great voice. She is a pure singer to me.
Okay.
But in comparison to say somebody like Jasmine Sullivan, who writes, arranges, and does everything, she conceptualizes a record. And Sade, she plays instruments, she writes. Yeah. And from my understanding, she was the one who she wrote and co-wrote all of her songs. So Sade writes and she plays instruments and arranges. So the comparison would be like Kiki and those two.
Okay. Kiki Wyatt.
Is that what you're saying? So we're considering them two musicians in comparison to someone like Kiki, who just basically sings. Is that what we're saying here?
Well, I just looked up. I just looked her up, and she actually does play instruments.
Kiki does?
Mm-hmm. It says she is known for her powerful vocals, but is also a talented musician, playing drums, keyboards, and attempting guitar and bass. According,
I've never seen her play anything.
Well, you know that might not be her strong suit, so that might not be what she puts out there. You know what I mean? But it doesn't necessarily mean that she can't do it. It's just like Michael Jackson. Like Michael Jackson wasn't known for playing any instruments, but he could play.
But do we count it because we're not familiar with them playing music, playing instruments?
And that's what we kind of have to look at. That's what I want to find out. So
Wyatt played the flute too.
Well, it doesn't say anything about the flute. But that doesn't necessarily mean.
Talking about Lizzo.
No. Kiki Wyatt. Look. Got the. No. I'm talking about Kiki Wyatt. I didn't.
Oh no, that's what I'm saying. Is Troy sure he's not getting her confused with Lizzo? Because I know
Look, that'd be a hell of a confusion. That'd be a hell of a confusion. I said that'd be a hell of a confusion. God damn, you missed that one. You couldn't hit a broadside of a barn.
So she plays the human flute.
Yo, don't start it. Don't start it. Let it go. Let it go.
I digress.
Hold on. We drifting off too far. But yeah. So if we're talking about the singers who made records that are not really known for the instruments that they play, we kind of have to keep them in a certain box. You know what I'm saying? Like even though, like, for example, Usher plays instruments, but that's not what we know him for. So if that's not okay, maybe we should look at it like, well, when you see them perform, what do you see them do? You know what I mean? Do you see them
play no damn instrument?
Well, that's what I'm saying. So why would we put him in the box just because you know how to do something? That'd be like saying, all right, all of the artists who can read are the ones we talking about. So R. Kelly and
talk about R. Kelly then.
R. Kelly and
it's not included.
Wait, R. Kelly and Fantasia can't be, but they can read a little bit. They can read. Like, look, R. Kelly can't read, but somehow he can write his ass off.
Hold on, let me act like him now. Don't start your shit, son.
I'm just saying. I mean, you think about it. R. Kelly can't read, but he can write like a motherfucker.
Yeah.
He wrote all them songs for himself, and they had the words to the songs in the jacket when you bought the CD. No, he said he used to.
He did that. I don't know how he wrote a song and couldn't read.
No, because because he's very intelligent. He just had a learning disability. So, and then he wasn't made to go to school. His mom literally did not make him go to school. So, and his brothers and sisters used to tease him about not being able to read. It's kind of crazy.
Didn't they say something about him being dyslexic too?
That's what I'm saying. He had a learning disability.
That has nothing. So the two don't go hand in hand. Just because someone can't read doesn't mean they can't write.
Well, he can write his ass off.
Who are highly functional.
Well, where I was going with that was, regardless of whether he can read or not, he could remember lyrics. He had a really good memory. So he would recite the lyrics to somebody. They would write them down, but he could basically freestyle songs.
Yeah.
Like he has a lot of genius in him. He just was dumb too.
He wasn't dumb. He had dyslexia.
No, I mean he was dumb. Look at the shit that he did. He was stupid.
Oh well, yeah.
That's what I said. Yeah. In all special ways, he was dumb.
Yeah.
All right, so
one of the most prolific writers.
So I have a bit more of an understanding.
One of the most prolific writers that was a writer, and he played instruments, and he wrote songs for not just Michael Jackson, but for the group was Rob Templeton from Heatwave.
Okay.
Heatwave, that group, majority of the songs that Michael Jackson took on for Thriller was off of the Heatwave first.
Okay.
So yeah, I mean, Rob Templeton was deep as shit. He played the instruments, and he also wrote the songs for Heatwave.
Okay. Cool. Now,
Rob Templeton. I thought you said who? Okay.
No, I said cool, but okay. So let's get this together. Who's better, the singers or the musicians? Because there are clearly some singers who are more musicians, like a Bootsy Collins. You know what I mean? Now you have some wild cards, like Rick James, because Rick James had a very powerful voice. He was a really good singer, but ain't no doubt. Well, I did like Sly voice was nowhere near no fucking Rick James. Like
true,
he barely had a voice. But if you talking about records, like you know what I mean, he had hella good records. But
I wanted to say musicians, because you know what? With a musician's music and their songs, I can listen to the instrumental and still get the same effect as if there were lyrics on top of it. With a singer, once you remove them singing, that's what you have left is the work of the musician. So I would definitely have to go with the musician, because I love instrumentals as much as I love lyrics. That's why some songs, I don't know the lyrics to the song, but the beat, the rhythm, the syncopation, everything is great. And I can listen to the instrumental and get the same benefits I'd get to listening to the lyrics. I would have to say musicians do that.
Who you think?
Also forgot George Benson.
Well, look, we're not gonna do the who's who all night. We can't do the who's who all night. Who do y'all think?
I'm saying George Benson was a songwriter and a musician.
Yeah, but
and a singer, so he did all three.
Okay, but a lot of artists. That's why I said we're not gonna do the who's who, because we'll never get anywhere. Who's more likely to get signed to a record label? The musician who sings, or just the pure singer?
Oh, that's a good question.
Now I'm going to say this: the pure singer. Honestly,
yeah, I think the singer.
And the reason I'm going to say that is because they're going to take the pure singer, figure that they don't know anything about the industry. They'll be able to have more control over them. So they'll be able to get all of their writing credits and the production credits. You know what I mean? So it'll be easier to jerk a singer out of some money. A la TLC.
Oh God, yes.
You know what I mean? You know,
everybody under Puffy. Everybody under Puffy.
Literally everybody under Puffy.
What I said, oh shit.
he took the open shot, right?
I'm talking about Puffy as a flipper.
Well, I mean, Mace left with a good check.
Yeah, he left. He left when he's supposed to.
Hey, I mean, did he get paid or not? He got paid.
Did he what?
He got a little something.
You know what I mean? He had enough to go start a church and add on.
Yeah.
I mean, okay.
And now he got even more than that now, because he on that thing on his podcast with Cam.
Now I'm just talking about what the money that he made from. I'm not talking about the money he making. I'm talking about the money he made.
Yeah, the money he made from Diddy should have been more than that, considering.
Diddy said that his beef with Mace. He said Mace left with $3 million of my dollars. He said, you know, he gonna recoup
that. $3 million of his own dollars. $3 million of his dollars.
Yeah, because he gave him the advance. So he literally did. He bounced with the money. You know what I mean? He owed Puffy more.
Considering his album after Diddy, No Way Out, what was it, No Way Out or something like that? Considering his first CD by himself after Biggie passed away, went 7 times platinum, that motherfucking $3 million was nothing because Mace wrote majority of that for him.
But the industry don't work that way.
Well,
you know what I mean? You know, so the record company looks at.
Okay, let's think of somebody like Missy Elliott. She is all things. Missy is all things. Singer, writer, director, producer.
Yeah.
Where would she's a musician, but I could see record labels beating down the door to, if the opportunity came, to put her on their label because she is a hit maker.
Yeah, so they're gonna get her, you know, for her writing credits. I mean, to me,
and she right there.
Like I like Missy, and then again, I was never really that much of a fan. Like as far as her singing is concerned, I'm not impressed. But you know, well, I wasn't impressed with. I'm not a big Missy fan, but I do recognize her.
She fits the category of her own. She definitely fits the category of her own. I would say that.
Yeah, I mean, but the songs she made for other people off the chain. You know what I mean? She knows how to. She can write and produce her ass off. But as far as her artistry is concerned, like I can listen to her shit, but I don't be loving it. Like, you know, to me, it's necessary that she do a lot of collabos, but you know, and she did, but it worked. But
she's in a lane like Childish Gambino or Donald Glover, whichever name he goes by. He's kind of like that too. Like he sings, he writes, he produces, he does all the things, but he's in the category by himself because he's a powerhouse behind closed doors. He is definitely a musician.
He's an actor too.
Oh yeah, he is. But he has a few songs that I like. Redbone is one of my favorites, even though I hate the word. That's one of my favorite songs.
Well, if you listen to the first Childish Gambino album, it's so much different than everything else he made after that. Like totally different. Like it was like, I mean, night and day. Like it almost had me wondering if it was the same person that from the second album compared to the first album.
But one of the say, Killers, are you a Redbone?
God, I hate that so much. Like, fucking, I've been every bitch in the book because when somebody says that to me, I totally go into ignore mode. Like, I wonder who they're talking to. I hate that. Anyway.
Wait, what's wrong with being Redbone?
I don't like that.
I mean, I'm just trying to figure out.
I don't like it. It just seems gross or something.
It just seems gross.
Old ass men. Oh, hey, Redbone, shut up. Oh, just I hate it.
What's going on, Redbone?
Yeah, I hate that. I hate it to death. I hate it. God.
Damn, that's a shame. That's one of my favorite words. Okay.
No, not.
You know what I mean? It's a shame.
Is it really? No,
that's sad. That's sad.
Anyway, back to the music.
So, sir, can I ask you a question?
Yeah, sure.
Missy, is it because you can't stand the rain?
Huh?
Huh, son? Is it the reason why you don't like Missy? Is it because you can't stand the rain?
I try not to laugh, but I can't help it.
It's her window. I mean, fuck. You can't get mad at her. She said it's her window.
Troy is bad, no, but so wicked.
I thought I asked you that. You know, I like Missy, whether it was raining or not. I mean, go back the keys to a deep room.
This shit here. What in God's green earth?
Man, that's that teleport, man. I had to go far away from here. Put my clothes up past the back. Fly away.
Troy gonna get us cut off at 3 o'clock exactly on the dot already. It's just 2.
I'm already watching the hourglass. Like, as soon as the sand is out of that bitch, it's a wrap.
What'd you say?
Nothing, don't worry about
it. I'm so serious, boy. It's a lot of publicity. But let me ask you a question. We're gonna separate the singers. Let's don't even think about the instrumental part first. Let's just go with singers, right? So, even
straight singers are singers who write and sing, or we just doing it straight singers, even if they write and sing, that we see in front of us and we just know them for singing.
All right, wait a minute. Let me straighten this out. I'm trying to see what your opinion on, not necessarily with talent compared to talent, but I'm saying for those who can do more, does it turn out to be a better product when you finish whatever it is, whatever project that you're working on? Does the pure singer who might not write their own songs and might not play any instruments, do they make better songs? Do they make better records? You know what I mean? Do you have more of their work in your catalog, on your playlist, on your mixtapes than those who do everything? Because just because you do everything, it doesn't necessarily mean that you do everything that people like.
Well, let me just ask you a question, son. When you get a CD, right, or back in the day when you got a record, unless you read the credits, you don't know who wrote the song.
Well, I always looked at the credits.
Right, but the thing, and that's the person that loves music right there. But let's just say hypothetically, if you don't read the credits, you don't know who wrote the song, so you're just dealing with the singer.
Okay, so even if you don't know who wrote the songs, if we talking about tonight, the good part is that we living in 2025, and we can find out through all of the devices that we're using to watch this show who wrote what or was talented and this, that, and the third. So just like I Googled, anybody else can do the same thing. So regardless of whether you knew it or not, let's just say that you liked an artist and you didn't know whether they wrote their songs or whether they played instruments or whatever, but you liked their shit. Or maybe it was somebody you thought did more than what they did. And I mean, the bottom line is, who did you like? We can evaluate their contribution to their songs later on. But starting out, let's just find out who we liked. Like
I'm gonna have to.
Yeah, go ahead.
Go ahead. Well, I was gonna say I'm gonna have to go back to the comparisons I had. So again, singer would be Kiki, musicians would be Sade, her, and I would have to say the musician better because I enjoy more music, more of a catalog from her and Sade versus songs by Kiki. Yes, I think she's a powerhouse. Yes, I think she has some good music. Yes, I think she can tear down a church. However, I would purchase music from her, and I have music purchased from Sade. And I think because they do more, it comes out better than someone who can just sing. Because now you have someone who can make their own lyrics. They can direct the sound they want to go with the lyrics. They can craft the video. They can do all the things that make it better, that make you more enticed by it, and they can make the remix for it. They can make the longer edit for it. They can do all the things that a singer can't do unless they get someone else to do it. And even then, they can only conceptualize what they want and relay that to someone who may not get the same understanding. Whereas someone who's crafting the whole thing themselves, they can conceptualize and direct the way they want it to go without the use of someone else. And it's theirs, they own it. So I would have to say a musician would give a better product than someone who just sings. And those are my comparisons, Kiki to Sade and her. And even if I just use one, her, I think her music, she has a better catalog that I enjoy more than Kiki. But again, not to take away Kiki's talent.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Well, I have one of my favorite female singers is Tina Marie. And she wrote her own music and played the instrument. I think I'm going to go with all three. Singing, playing the instrument, and songwriting. You know, a lot of people don't realize that the songwriter, between songwriting and producers is where the money is at. You know, the singer really don't make money unless they go out on tours and do merchandising and stuff like that. So I'm going to go with the musician part, a person that does all three. Plays their own instrument and writes their own music. You know, Tina Marie was a beast. God rest her soul.
Now you take somebody like that. That's an exceptional talent.
Yes, it is.
It's really a generational talent. You're not going to get that from everybody. You know what I mean? I mean, with the level of you could tell she had a high level of detail that she put into her shit. It was obvious. It was obvious. You know what I mean? It almost sounded like she didn't need help. It was different. Mm-hmm. So now she's not the only one, but like I said, that's a generational talent. You're not going to get that with everybody who can write music or write songs and sing. You're just not going to get that.
You know, and even when we're not even just talking about write songs, we talking about hit songs and can sing like a motherfucker, man. I mean, you know,
yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's why I said that's a generational talent.
That's a generational talent.
That's not you might like you got low tier, mid tier, top tier. She probably like God tier. You know what I mean? That's
what tier?
God tier.
God tier.
I mean, it's a real thing. You know what I mean? Otherworldly. You know what I mean? So, but yeah. That's not your regular shit. To be able to belt out vocals at that octave and to write songs and arrange her own music like that was different. But okay. Now you take somebody like Alicia Keys. Now Alicia Keys can sing well.
No, she cannot. Not in person. No, the fuck she can.
Okay, all right. So there we have it. Okay, all right.
Fuck she can. Don't ever disrespect singing when it comes to Alicia Keys.
Is that bad?
Maybe the beginning stages of Alicia Keys, because the shit I seen on the BET Awards years ago.
How many years ago?
When she was when she was dedicated a song to Prince because he was getting his Lifetime Award on the BET Awards. And then I seen her sing again, and that shit I was like, for real, is that Cassie? I was like, okay. What the fuck?
Mm-hmm. Well, you know
she can write songs, arrange songs, and she can do all that stuff, especially write and produce. Because shit, she wrote some shit. That's that shit that she wrote for fucking Keisha Cole, I Just Wanted to Be Over, the arrangement and all that shit. Mm-hmm. And that song right there, shit, that's one of my national anthems. When I go through my shit.
Okay, now we was talking about records though. Because a lot of people, a lot of artists will disappoint you in person. So, but I did specifically ask, you know, who makes the better records. So, you know.
Okay, well, we can say Alicia Keys, then we can put her there.
Okay, so I was just using Alicia Keys as an example because
my sincere about that, sir.
So yeah,
When we're talking about that, and we're talking about the musicians, are we considering those who are classically trained?
What'd you say?
I said, when we're talking about that, and we're talking about musicians, are we considering those who are classically trained?
Well,
because or is that just considered a whole different category?
No, because
we have those who are amazing, but those who are classically trained in a lot of stuff, like Aretha Franklin, she was classically trained pianist, and she could arrange her own music by ear.
Well, Aretha Franklin is going to devastate you with her voice, and
so and we have Tina Marie.
Who?
Aretha.
Well, no, I mean, musically, Tina Marie did a lot of producing her own shit in her earlier years, where Aretha Franklin didn't.
You're right.
So, you know, I ain't gonna let nobody challenge Aretha Franklin as far as voice is concerned. You know what I mean? She gonna shut down most people ever. You know what I'm saying? But
I would challenge her with Tina Marie voice though. But I digress. I can understand that.
Well, you got to consider how well Aretha Franklin. You got to consider how well Aretha Franklin voice held up over 77 years of her life. That's not a small feat. Most singers have burnt their voices out. Like you listen to Mariah Carey right now. That shit is a rap. This ain't the 1990s Mariah Carey. That shit ain't impressive. That shit is just about gone. She damn near Lil Wayne with it. But
and the last and final day, she was still sounding amazing. So,
Lil Wayne.
Well, maybe that's a little extreme. But the bottom line is, because that motherfucker got no voice.
That motherfucker sound like
that motherfucker about to be doing that whisper rap. But anyway,
like he been sleeping off his earth.
Yo, this shit done. He looked like somebody. He looked like a bunch of Fraggles went in. Fraggles and Doozers went into his voice and just chopped that shit down and shit. But anyway.
First of all, don't you disrespect Fraggles. That's first and foremost.
That was one of my favorite shits. Don't tell me nothing about no goddamn Gobo Boober Moko Gobo Boober Red. It was 5 of them. Anyway, so
he got for him to be a grown man, that motherfucker got a deep raspy. I ain't never seen a boy this size with a deep raspy.
Yeah.
That's so fucked up. Let that lean fuck his throat up, boy.
So as far as pure, like okay, going back to the Aretha Franklin thing, you could listen to Aretha Franklin sing a cappella for a good while. You know what I'm saying? So like when you talk about a pure singer, I'm talking about, you know, whether you classically trained or whatever. If you can really belt it out like that, you know, you could still. I think we pretty much agreed that they're more likely to get signed to a label because they're going to be more easily developed or developable or manageable or whatever. And we should also acknowledge that your voice, the vocals are an instrument themselves. Let's not forget that.
And a lot of singers come out singing other people's songs, and then when their sophomore album come, they get an opportunity to write their second album.
Well, you know, vocals, instruments mimic vocals. Vocals don't mimic instruments.
That's true.
These are certain things that we have to remember. When you play an instrument, you try to make it sound like singing. When you sing, you don't try to make it sound like an instrument. Your vocals are your instrument. Now, how well does a pure singer use their instrument of vocals than somebody who writes their songs or you makes the music also as well as singing.
I can agree with you on that because I know when I was in the studio and I was singing, I couldn't mimic really a lot of people, but I could sing my ass off. I didn't know how to write songs. I should have been signed years ago, but you know.
I'm still gonna lay out hope for you. But when you look at hip hop, right?
Somebody go pinch Troy and wake his ass up, because I mean we all can't live in this same nightmare.
So, so look at hip hop, y'all. Look at hip hop. Now, when you think about the rappers who produce their songs and rap, a lot of times they're not that good lyrically. They're better, you know what I mean? Like they balance it out. Like, all right, you take like a Kanye West. Now, some people might feel like, no, that's not a good example because Kanye is a great rapper. Well, to me, he's not. Lyrically,
thank you.
Well, I mean, I'm just saying, you know, like he's a much better producer than he is a rapper. Plus, he uses ghostwriters and all that kind of shit. I mean, it is what it is. But he manages to put out a good product, you know, when he really puts his mind to it. But somebody who's just a really good rapper might make better records than Kanye.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I don't think that Jay-Z produces any of his shit.
Nope.
But he's been known to put out really good records in his heyday. Now, you all right? So Wizard Messiah said the RZA. He's a producer and an MC. You said no one better. He's not that good as an MC.
Not that good as an MC.
Huh?
He's not that good. Not in Wu-Tang.
No, he's kind of ass. I've had his solo shit. He's ass.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He makes.
No, let me add another ass.
Bobby Digital. Bobby Digital is a little ass on the solo tip.
Yeah, that Bobby Digital should have came with bathroom tissue because that was bullshit.
Well, no. On his albums, he had some gems on there, and I think I had like 2 or 3 of his solo joints. You know what I mean? He had some shit, but he ain't no. Hell, he hardly rap. You know what I mean?
He's a great producer. He's a great producer. But when you're talking about Wu-Tang, he's the bottom tier rapper. He's not top tier rapper. He's nowhere near expected that Raekwon, you know, Ghostface, Method Man, you know, even Capadonna from You Guys. You know, I'm gonna give it to you with no trivia like cocaine straight from Bolivia. Leave that shit the fuck alone, RZA. Just produce.
So the reason that I brought up hip hop is because when you look at hip hop, when you look at rappers who produce their own shit, sometimes one is way stronger than the other. So I would say that Kanye is way stronger on the music side than he is on the rapping side. RZA is way stronger on the production side than he is on the rapper side. He ain't got no lyrics. Now, I mean, it is what it is. But there have been other rappers and producers, and when you look at it, you see a certain consistency. Like you're stronger on one side than you might be on the other side. So why would we think why would we think it would be any different on the singing side? You know.
Well, if my theory is this, on the singer side, you don't have to be a great songwriter, and because you don't even really have to write your own songs, and you don't have to produce, but your voice has to. I mean, like one of the worst singers that people feel as though was a great singer was fucking Macy Gray. I couldn't stand her singing.
I love Macy Gray.
What you say?
I love Macy Gray for real.
Well,
that's my cousin.
I'll pray for you. I'll pray for you on that.
Well, that's my cousin.
Macy Gray, your cousin?
Yeah, Natalie McIntyre. My fault. I love her. No, but that's not the reason I loved it, because I loved it before I found out she was my cousin. But But the thing, but that's a good example because Macy Gray is one of those artists that you really are into her shit or you're not gonna like her at all. But I consider Erykah Badu and Macy Gray to be equal on that side because they bring a lot more to the table than just, you know what I mean, the vocal talent.
It wasn't her stage presence because Macy Gray has great stage presence. I think it was the tone. Like Erykah Badu, I can feel an Erykah Badu song more than I can feel a Macy Gray. Macy Gray never sung a low tempo song or a slow song. Macy Gray always was on an upscale of a song. Where Erykah Badu, you know, she can either go to a fast song or she can go to a slow song. Even a beat song. So I mean, I think that it was more of the texture of the voice and the tone of the voice that threw me off of Macy Gray.
But neither one of them have really strong voices. Even when they're on the same track. Like, all right, take the record "Sweet Baby," which is one of my favorite songs of all time. When you listen to "Sweet Baby," which is on the Macy Gray album, Erykah Badu is on that track, but you'll be listening. You'll be looking for Erykah Badu's voice. It's almost like she ain't on there. You know what I mean? You don't hear her. And it's not like Macy Gray oversins her because that's not what she does. But, you know, neither one of them have they have an eclectic type of appeal to people. You know what I mean? Like they both have a lot going on.
The neo soul type of thing.
And actually, Macy Gray was considered to be part of that neo soul too. But sort of like an outlier because that's not, you know, when she was introduced to the world, she was kind of popularized by what's that white chick that used to be on The View? Rosie O'Donnell. That's who put Macy Gray on the map. But when you listen to Macy Gray albums and shit, yeah. She was the one who got Macy. She pushed Macy hard and got people to listen to the whole so I tried, you know, I tried to run and I tried to talk and I choked, try to walk away and I stumbled, you know. But anyway, those are good examples because when you really listen to Macy Gray shit, she's deep as shit. And I can understand why her following is what it is. Same thing with Erykah Badu. You know, because that's one of those artists you can either really get into or you can't. Now, I consider both of them to make really great records, but it's not necessarily because of their singing, but they do have a lot of other shit that they bring to the table as far as like the writing of the songs and the production and shit like that. So they're multi-talented, but you can't necessarily lock them in with the pure voice. They're not eligible for that, and so you sort of like the Kanye thing, you know. But I can't say which one they're better at. They're a little bit more balanced than I would say like a Kanye or RZA is.
I think we could throw T-Pain in there as well.
T-Pain,
because he's very multifaceted.
He's a great songwriter. He's really good. He's a great producer and songwriter. And I was never mad at him for that auto-tune shit. I was like, this shit works.
But he can sing.
He can sing. That's true. That's true. No, I've heard him sing without the auto-tune. Like, he does have a good voice. He just found what works. He was like, well, motherfuckers today like this shit, so I'm going to just, shit, it ain't like he invented it.
You know, when I first
saw classical opera, that's the thing. He really is more talented than people know. Not to mention he's a ghostwriter. Like, he's a ghostwriter for some of Taylor Swift's music.
So he took me out because I didn't know. When I found out, it was funny when I found out that he produced a song for Mary Mary, It's the God in Me.
Oh yeah.
Like, it was so funny.
He produced a few songs. When
I first heard about T-Pain, I was sprung.
I mean, okay. What is it they say? No cap, no Diddy. What is Because that needs to fit in right after.
I'm not even waiting for the answer. I'm not waiting on the answer. You know what I mean? Sometimes the answer is worse than the question. I'm not fucking with the question. I ain't fucking with the answer.
Pause. That's it. Thank you, Yoda. Pause. Pause, double pause, and put this man on timeout. Get your ass in the corner, Troy.
We got look. We got a half an hour left. We gonna make the best of this shit. All right. So I still haven't really given my answer about who I think is best. I'm gonna go with the. I kind of did. I'm gonna go with the singer songwriter. Because then I get.
I was saying the same thing. The singer songwriter and the person that some even if they can play an instrument, but the singer songwriter is I think that's because even with their first album, a lot of singers that come out they don't let them sing their first album. Now when their first album go gold or platinum, their second album, their songs won't come out. That's when they say, you know, maybe we can use these songs. You know what I'm saying?
Well, no, not necessarily. It depends on what you brought to the table in the beginning. Because of Jill Scott, she was able to do what she wanted to do on her first album, and so was Lauryn Hill. It depends. It depends on how you presented yourself to the record company and could express your marketability. So not everybody gets the same.
The thing about Jill Scott, it takes me out because Jill Scott was a tremendous poetry writer. Right. The majority of her songs was her poetry. So, I mean, they went hand in hand. She wrote great poetry and she can sing pretty good, so she turned them into songs.
I mean, most poems are song worthy anyway.
Yeah, that's true. But a lot of people that write poetry can't sing the fuck like that.
True.
You know what I'm saying?
True. But you can hear the spoken word in her lyrics.
Yeah, and that's the best. And that's but see, you can hear it. I can hear it. Even Kim's might can hear it. But there's a lot of people just thought that they was just regular songs, not realizing that, you know, if you really just don't, you take away the instruments and you just sit down and you take away the voice and you take away all that.
The fuck?
Oh, sorry. Oh, damn it!
Your cat fucking with you, ain't it?
He brought a fucking spider on my bed.
Oh shit! I can't. 28 minutes left. 28 minutes left. Get the fuck out of here.
Sorry, y'all.
It's all good. I should have known it was a bug involved.
Sorry. My soul just separated from my body and had a breakdown. Sorry.
Right.
I understand. When you see a bug, the most important thing is that motherfucker gotta die. Okay.
That was so funny.
You all right?
Sorry, y'all.
You good? You good? You good now? Kim, you all right?
You all right?
Yeah.
She had a few minutes of some real trauma. You know what I mean? You got your heart medication there. Drink some water.
I'll ever get a drink, Redbone.
26 minutes more. All right, so, all right.
Why do you keep screaming out the minutes before we go, man?
26. Shout out to Cheryl Halsey. What's good? All right. Okay. So yeah. The singer-songwriter works for me because I get to keep the Jill Scott. Oh, what I was going to say about the whole Jill Scott thing, like even if you didn't realize that she was speaking from a spoken word, when you listen to spoken word, then you can hear it clearly. But a lot of people aren't exposed to spoken word, you know, so you wouldn't know. But yeah, she her first album was all spoken word. You know what I mean? She basically just threw some melody on it and rocked out like that. This shit could have damn near been flowetry.
True.
You know.
But that was just, I mean, and they all come from the same genre, neo soul.
Yeah.
Her first album, that shit was just off the chain. I mean, that shit went worldwide great.
It was a good body of work, but a lot of cats, get a certain amount of autonomy on their first project, and they rock out. And like you was alluding to, sometimes even though their first body of work was great, a lot of times it's not what their vision was. And then when that second album, when they get more autonomy, you hear what their vision was, and you be like, yeah, let the record label pick your shit from now on. I don't want to hear that bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Like, sometimes.
And I like using them Penn State words too. And with autonomy, I appreciate you using your college degree.
Yeah. Autonomy, freedom, liberty, libertad. It's like God.
Let me just say this. When I said I was sprung about T-Pain, I was talking about his first song. I wasn't literally sprung.
Oh, okay, I got you. Nah, I figured it was something more innocent than anything else, but it's been a long ass night. What the fuck? I mean, you just don't know what to expect.
I ain't that fucking drunk.
I know that's what you said, but it still didn't fit.
How about I didn't know what he meant? I didn't know. See, I didn't know. See, everybody don't know the same shit.
It still was terrible to say.
No, it wasn't, because I said when I first heard T-Pain.
Absolutely. It absolutely was.
I'm gonna tell you what song I'm telling you, this is a new song.
It absolutely was. I agree, it was.
I'm gonna tell you one song that was just beautiful.
Yep,
it was.
I know, yeah. It was
a new song that just came out tonight talking about ow by Kells.
Fuck you, Troy.
That was a fucking hit. It was called The Spider.
22 minutes left. I bet. So I was saying, like, with the singer. Mikey Mike asked about Stevie Wonder. Yeah, earlier in the show we was talking about Stevie Wonder, and I mean, Stevie Wonder might be the best who ever done it. You know what I mean?
Is he above Tina Marie? Because you said she was on God level. He's above Tina Marie?
If Tina Marie is Jesus, then Stevie Wonder is Jehovah.
Okay, because Stevie, the thing that takes people out, people don't understand. Stevie, as a blind man, can play multiple instruments.
Well, regardless, his greatest ability was the ability to make a great fucking song. Like, I mean, if he ain't the best who's ever done it, I challenge anybody to name somebody better. And regardless of what you think about the instruments that he plays, name somebody who has kicked out better songs than Stevie Wonder on a consistent basis from the time when he was young.
I'm not to say that, because I can name one person that kicked out songs on a consistent basis that wrote songs and that's a great singer on the same that might not be on Stevie level, but he's right there. Babyface kicked out fucking tremendous songs, writing and singing.
That's true, but he doesn't. Not even close. Not even close. Not even close. Because Stevie Wonder's, first of all, Stevie has a powerful voice. His production is A-list. And we talking about production in the producer, writer, arranger, composer. And we talking about when you used to get those credits. No drum machine. We talking about, You know what I mean? He had to get other people to play the instruments that he wasn't playing and see his vision. So I believe that Stevie Wonder also knows how to read music, and which is a lost art for most people out here nowadays. So when I talk about,
did he write most of his songs, most of his lyrics, and the music?
What I'm trying to say about Stevie Wonder is, yes, he did everything, but the thing is, he did it to perfection. Like, you know, just because something is done right doesn't necessarily mean you're gonna like it. I find Stevie Wonder songs hard not to like.
I mean, you can't even compare anyway, because Stevie now, they have classes and college courses that are based on the theory of his music. So,
well, I'm going by the songwriting of Babyface along with his singing, because I remember it was 1 year, in 1 year alone, he controlled the top of the Billboard 100 and the R&B 100.
He did.
Top 10, seven out of the top 10 songs was either songs he's written or songs he sung.
Mm-hmm. But so did Teddy Riley.
Stevie Wonder is a one-man band that's independent.
But I said, so did Teddy Riley. All producers.
No, not like Babyface, bro.
Well, I mean, some people would challenge that.
Teddy could never sing like Babyface.
Oh no, we're not talking about that.
And producing wise, Teddy was never. He was a great producer. But if they was to do a versus, Babyface would beat the shit out of Teddy Riley.
As far as singing is concerned, yeah, but
his discography, he would kill him.
I don't know. Teddy could hang. You only in a verses you only get 20 songs. And in a verses you only get 20 songs. Teddy could hang with Babyface easily.
He could hang with him, but he couldn't hang with him, bro. Matter of fact, I think they did a verses.
No, they didn't.
No, they didn't.
They definitely did. Teddy Riley not doing no verses because you gotta sing. I mean, he's not gonna do no verses against Babyface. That's what I'm saying. And who did Teddy Riley? Wait a minute, who did he do a verses against?
Hold on, I'm gonna check right now.
He did the New Jack Swing, and it went bad because they're something about their mics were messed up, or the instruments.
Yeah. Now because of that,
something about the systems. Even though it was terrible.
Even though I didn't like the New Jack Swing era, his invention of that shit alone would allow him to hang with Babyface easily in a verses. Easily. Because who in the 90s, especially the early 90s, didn't have a New Jack Swing beat?
Yeah, he did the verses against Babyface.
He did?
He did.
Oh.
Yes.
I was sure it was. I just looked it up during the pandemic, April 18, 2020.
I did not know that.
And then they did a rematch on April 20th.
They did a rematch?
Yeah, because the first time the equipment was messed up. I remember that.
Oh, okay.
That's why I couldn't remember what was, because basically the first time the mics were fucked up, the equipment was messed up, and it was like 3 million people who tried to watch it, and nobody got to see it. After a while, they just shut it down. So they had to do it again.
So who won?
Listen, bro. So I'm gonna be perfectly honest. The viewers won that shit. I
mean, you talk about hit for hit. Teddy Riley could hang with Babyface. I'm sorry.
He couldn't hang.
Yes, he could.
I didn't say that he couldn't hang.
Oh, okay.
I didn't say that because Teddy Riley wrote some shit. Bobby Brown, Michael Jackson, some shit.
Teddy Riley has something that Babyface doesn't have. Rapper credits.
Well, you're right.
I mean, he produced the show.
Yes, at a young age, as a teenager.
I mean, that alone. You know, you got all the shit he did for Kool Moe D, his own groups, Rex in Effect, and the group New Jack Swing. I mean,
New Jack Swing.
he had his sound dominated the early 90s. The first half
of New Jack Swing, yeah. Yeah, he did. You did.
But they said Babyface won the verses.
Okay. I mean, he probably. I mean, Teddy Riley can't sing. What he did? I'm gonna be long gone.
No, shit. If Teddy Riley wanted to sing one song.
What'd he do? Teddy's Groove? What'd he do? Teddy's Groove and shit?
That Spend the Night shit, when he first done that shit was off the chain.
I don't even know that song.
You ain't never heard? Come on, son.
I probably heard it, but it don't ring no bells. You know, there's first of all, I hated New Jack Swing, so we ain't gonna get into that.
New Jack Swing era?
I fucking hated it.
So you hated Keith Sweat, Heavy D, Today?
Okay, wait. I didn't like New Jack Swing and no hip hop. So yes, no Heavy D, no Kumo D. I ain't like none of that shit. That shit had no That shit had no place in hip hop music. That shit was ass.
And my man Bobby Brown.
Like I said, in R&B, in R&B, he was cool. In hip hop, get that shit out of here. That shit was garbage.
So the show was garbage.
The show was not New Jack Swing, nigga. You will stop fucking with me.
Wild Wild West was corny.
Yeah, it was corny. Shit was ass.
Wow.
Everything Kumo D made.
New Jack Swing?
No, it wasn't. That wasn't New Jack. I can't. Oh shit! We got 13 minutes left.
Wow, West.
No.
Shit back in the day.
I ain't like no records that Kumo D made. This shit was ass.
Shit.
That nigga was. Now I liked everything the Treacherous 3 did. Nothing that Kumo D did. Go figure.
Feel the heartbeat. Feel the heartbeat. We the Treacherous 3. We got a new heartbeat.
Lights, camera, action. You know what I mean? This is my shit.
From off of fucking B Street.
Yeah.
All right.
I thought that was Wild Style.
I said Kumo D was garbage.
It was ass. It was ass. Overrated trash. This shit was ass. Fucking going against LL. That shit, I was like, what, he was serious? Fuck out of here.
Before he battled your twin brother LL, son, your ass was sitting up there wearing the fucking with the Star Trek shades on. You wore a pair of them.
That motherfucker was ashamed of his own eyes.
Because he was cockeyed.
Look, it was more to it. That motherfucker never been married. They had no kids. I'm like, Yeah, they'll say.
Just tell me, bro.
Hey, you know who did mention?
Huh?
You know who we didn't mention when we talk about, well, two people who we didn't mention when we're talking about musicians. Like, people behind the scenes who get it and they sing a little bit, but their work is better than their ability to sing. Candy Burris is one. We can't deny that behind the scenes as a producer, songwriter, she's great. She's done a lot for a lot of people and put them on the charts. And I'm not taking away that her work with I don't know what the name of the group. I don't want to say TLC. I know that's not their name of the group. Anyway, Escape. I can't take away what she's done with Escape. However, she was not the vocals to Escape. She was not.
Not at all.
And she couldn't compare to the sisters. However, behind the scenes, when she's writing, producing, she's excellent. I think she's one person to think about, and another person is Stacey Barr. Now, I think Stacey Barr, she has nice vocals, but, she's underrated, in my opinion. But behind the scenes, she's a great songwriter. Huh?
Who was the second one you said?
Stacey Barr.
Stacey Barr.
Mm-hmm.
What song she sang? I never heard Stacey Barr.
So let me think. I can see the video in my head. It's something about the world is I can't think of the name of her song. I told you I know the song, I don't know the name. But behind the scenes, she was a songwriter for like Brandy, Rihanna, what's the little young girl's name who had the show, Hannah Montana, that little girl.
Mm-hmm.
Miley Cyrus.
Yeah, Miley Cyrus. Those are two people who we didn't even mention when it comes to a musician versus being a musician, singer, or just a singer, vocalist in comparison. Like, again, Candy is great at producing and writing for other people, and she does okay with Escape, but singing is not her strong suit. Even though she likes to argue people down, that it is not.
Well, another person, a lot of people, we just going through the R&B parts of this music. We haven't even dived on like the Caucasian part of music, like Sting. Sting is a prolific writer, singer, and songwriter. Songwriter, and he plays instruments.
I liked it better when he was with the Police.
Yes, most definitely. Even when he went single. Fortress was good. When You Love Somebody, Set 'Em Free, that was good. And I'm also talking about Bruce Springsteen. Beggar was one of the great ones. You can also, I would go to what I was listening to the other night that I told you, son. Fucking first came out, and that, matter of fact, John Cougar, before he became Mellencamp, and when he became Mellencamp was great. And if I want to go a little bit deeper, you fucking right, I'm gonna say Rick Springfield. You damn right, I wish I had Jesse's Girl. You damn right.
He had a total of one hit.
No, he didn't. He had about 3 or 4, but they was all bangers.
All right, he had 2. He had Jesse's Girl and another one on the same album.
Diane.
No.
That's John Cougar. I'm talking about Rick Springfield that played on General Hospital.
Rick Springfield. Oh, I forgot all about that, yeah.
Yeah, it's easy to forget about it. It was ass.
Well,
where does Paul McCartney fit in it?
Wait, yeah, it was Jesse's Girl and something too. This white boy used to sing his shit. What was it?
You looking at that?
No.
Well, that shows how the 30 is with it.
Huh? So, okay. Genesis, Yoda the Hutt. Talking about Genesis, and you can't talk about Genesis without talking about Phil Collins.
But where does Paul McCartney fit in?
Well, he played guitar.
21 songs, 5 top 10, 1 number 1, and number 1 was Jesse's Girl.
What was the other song?
With that boy, he was that shit.
No, he wasn't. He was ass.
I know one thing.
I can't. We got 7 more minutes. So, all right. So, right.
I would have fucked him up in the whole song trying to steal my bitch. I would have fucked him up. He's an ignorant motherfucker. Everybody says, you talk about, I wish I knocked off. I wish I knocked off.
Oh, you know what? That's the other song he had. Your Kiss is on my list.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. No.
Oh, yeah, that was a popular song.
Wait.
That song.
Wait a minute. No, that was Hall & Oates.
So that's Hall & Oates.
Yeah, it was Hall & Oates. What the? And y'all study like, yeah. What the fuck?
And that's another group. Hall & Oates. Hall & Oates was prolific. You know? Very, very prolific.
That's a group. That's a group. He said musician. That's singular.
Okay, most definitely. See, now you're taking me to Angel's Flash. Okay, thanks, now. I appreciate it.
You're welcome anytime.
But it's a lot of motherfuckers out there. Oh no, Rwanda said Ice Baby made millions. Yeah. Yes, he did make millions. It should have been punched that motherfucker in the face, baby. Fucking and Hammer made millions too.
Yeah, that was his second hit. He had Jesse's Girl and Don't Talk to Strangers.
Mm-hmm.
Both of them.
Don't you ever disrespect Hammer and put him up against Vanilla Ice ever again in your black ass life, or we are going to strip your black card from you.
And then if you strip my black card from you know what I'm going to be? Redbone.
Hate you so bad.
So however you do it, I'm still going to be one of you.
Fucker are you, Troy?
Hey, you threw the fishing rod in. I just threw it in. 5 minutes starts fucking it.
Woo!
You damn right, man. I'm see, we have to jump to the other side to come up with some more shit. You know what I mean?
So, all right. Okay, hold on. Let's go to the poll.
Did Luther play any instruments?
Yeah, he did. He was real good on the piano, and he taught himself how to play the piano when he was like 3.
Now I do know that this was
But we don't know Luther for. We ain't never. Nobody ever saw Luther get on the piano at a show.
That's the truth. That's the truth. My fault. You know. That's the truth. That's the truth.
So I would still lump him in the singer songwriter category, even more so in the singer category because he did so many covers.
We don't know which song it is.
Nah, I'm just saying the covers that he did to me were way better than the songs that he wrote.
Man, listen.
But no, I can't say that. You know what? I'm not going to say that. It's just that the ones that he covered were so strong with the superstar and the house is not a home. But
I mean, he pretty much stole their fucking song. When you look up House is Not a Home, at no point in time you're gonna see fucking what's her name? Dionne Warwick did. If you Google House is Not a Home.
But check this out though. But what I was getting ready to say was Luther had fast songs in the 80s that was the shit like Bad Boy and
oh my God.
And
yes.
And 1,000 kisses from you is never enough. That's a fast song. It's a love song, but it's still a fast song.
After love, she won't talk to me. Come on, man.
That's true.
And if anybody, and the thing about what pisses me off about that is that when people say Luther, it makes me mad when black people call him Luther because they don't know him that well. It's Luther with an F. L-U-F-T. L-U-T-H-T. I think a reefer is with an F. We don't use a reefer. A reefer and Luther.
Well, if you smoke too much of reefer, you know what I mean? Like, you could get arrested back in the day if you got caught with a reefer. But
why scrubbing you using a loofah to scrub your feet?
All right, y'all. Let's look at these poll questions. All right.
Hold up, Wanda said
no. Let's look at the poll questions. Goddamn. All right, here we go. Who makes the better records? Who makes the better records? Think about it closely. All right. So 12%, only 12% out of 26 votes said singers who don't write their songs or play instruments. 23% said singers who are musicians. So those are singers who play instruments. 50% says singers who sing, write their songs and play instruments. And what's that? 15% said musicians who write and play instruments. So when that's to symbolize that those are musicians who don't have vocals, like a Cool from Cool and the Gang. You know what I mean? Like totally in the background.
Mm-hmm.
Or Grover Washington Jr., somebody like that. I don't think I've ever heard him sing. May he rest in peace. But yeah, no, okay. So it looks like the musicians who people say made the better record. Now I'm wondering if people answered this question accurately, because sometimes when you read something and it actually says something else in your mind. So when I say made better records, I'm talking about the actual records that they put out. But they may have been thinking about who they considered to have the most talent. You never know. You know what I mean? You never know.
Mm-hmm. That's true. That's true. Well, like I said, I'm glad we was able to switch over to our Caucasian brothers and bring some of them in, because we're all three of us are very versatile when it comes to music. We're not one to make it in. So, it's always good to be able to go over to
there's some white guys that can sing very well.
Most definitely.
I mean, why would you? Well, I mean, there's no reason to discriminate musically. No.
I'm not saying that there was a discrimination. I just would say that we're very well versed in all types of music.
Well, yeah, and more than just black people watch this show too.
Yes.
So there's that.
When you look at,
can I add one thing real quick? Can I add one thing real quick? Because I think somebody was asleep. We have 19 people watching. Now we have 21 people watching, and there are only 7 likes. I don't understand what's happening here.
No, it's I got 14 likes on here.
Do you? I see 7 on mine. Okay.
Yeah, maybe you might have to refresh, but that's still not enough. Right. That's still, you know what I mean? That's still not
enough. The views, people.
Yeah, please hit the like button, y'all. Hit the like button, please, 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 please.
And if you're not subscribed, subscribe. We have a time here all the time. Sometimes we get serious. Sometimes we have tonight.
Sometimes we rhyme fast. Sometimes we rhyme slow.
That's right. That's right. That's so true. That's so true. Look at some of the earlier artists. Like you think about like a Jimi Hendrix. He wasn't like a real powerful singer. I mean, there's a case that could be made that he ain't had no business being behind a microphone, but he made it work.
But that guitar was so deep and so powerful that they didn't give a fuck about the fucking vocals.
Well, it wasn't just the guitar. Like he knew how to put a record together, and not just the show. You listen to Hey Joe. It was a well written. I mean, the way that shit start off, I mean, it's a badass song. That shit crazy.
You say, kiss me when I touch the sky, something like that.
No, Hey Joe.
No, I gotta remember Hey Joe.
Hey Joe is the one he's talking about killing his girlfriend for cheating on him. Like, you probably wouldn't even be able to play that on the radio these days. Ain't that some shit?
Yeah, that's like you can't play.
It start off like this. It start off like this. It start off with a guitar riff. It go down. Doom, 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 doom. Hey Joe, where you going with that gun in your hand? Doom, 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 doom. It was like his most popular song.
I thought Purple Haze was his popular song.
Shit, I'll take it, but no. Hey Joe was his. Y'all thought Purple Haze was his most popular song? No, Hey Joe was definitely his most popular song. But let's Google it. Let's see what they say. What
Well, y'all not gonna
was Jimi
sit past
Hendrix's
and
first,
just talk
most
about
popular
Jimmy and
song?
Sam Cooke. You're not gonna mention Ray Charles now.
Jimi Hendrix has many songs. Here are the first three: Hey Joe, Purple Haze, and All Along the Watchtower.
Okay.
Yeah, that one too. All along the
If y'all, I can't Google when you're talking. Shut up. What was Jimi Hendrix's most popular song?
Jimi Hendrix has many songs. Here are the first three: Hey Joe,
Bitch, that ain't what I asked
Haze,
you.
and All Along the Watchtower.
Well, since she put Hey Joe first, it was probably Hey Joe.
Well, that's what I'm doing.
Wait a minute. Hold on. Look at this shit. Look at this shit. Hold on. Guess what? He didn't write Hey Joe. Wow. Oh, well, it says authorship. The authorship of the song has been contested, and different recordings have credited its writing to either Billy Roberts or Dino Valenti, or have listed it as a traditional song. Hey Joe was registered for copyright in the U.S. in 1962 by Billy Roberts. So Hey Joe could have been like an old folk song. You know what I mean?
So fuck Hey Joe now. That's your shit now.
He put it on the record though, son. But he put it on the
According
record.
to ChatGPT, it says his number one and most popular song was All Along the Watchtower.
Oh, there you go.
It was Voodoo Child.
It was in the Billboard Hot 100 in 1968. It was reached number 5 in the UK singles chart.
Go ahead, preach it.
It was Hey Joe.
It was 47 of the 500 greatest songs of all time.
What song was that?
All Along the Watchtower.
It's called All Along the Watchtower.
All Along the Watchtower. And that was one of the most...
You sound like a nursery rhyme, but okay.
The non-war.
Okay, hold on. What was Jimi Hendrix's most best-selling song? Oh, no results.
Because I didn't say bestseller, I said most popular. Those are two different things.
Well, the popular song would be the one that sold the most.
No.
It came up inconclusive, but it did say something about along the Watchtower.
You know what I'm saying?
It says something like that, but it was written in Russian. I don't understand that shit. Anyway,
you gonna say hey Joe or whatever his name is.
Y'all never heard of Hey Joe?
No, I really did. I mean,
I probably have and just didn't know that was the name of the song. I tell you, I know songs, but I don't know the name of them. I sing a bunch of songs I enjoy, but I may not know the artist and I may not know the name of the song. Because hell, there's a lot of songs I think the chorus is the name of the song is completely wrong. So
before we go, one more person, Billy Joel.
Ray Charles.
And Ray Charles. And Sam Cooke.
No, just Ray Charles.
What about him?
What about who?
The artist that y'all named.
What about Ray Charles?
Oh, Ray Charles did it all.
Ray Charles what?
He did it all.
Oh, yeah, he definitely did.
He's on the same level as Stevie Wonder. Literally.
Yeah, but I think Stevie Wonder was better.
Yeah, that's true. You know, but Sam Cooke was a beast. And
I think they talked about Sam Cooke earlier.
You talked about Sam Cooke earlier, son?
Yeah, we talked about Sam Cooke. Mm-hmm.
Did y'all talk about Billy Joel?
No.
You know, my favorite song about Billy Joel is Pressure.
It
Matter
is?
of fact, when I'm gonna look at that video.
I thought for sure it would either be Allentown or Uptown Girl for you.
Well, Uptown Girl, I told you one of my first 45 I bought was Billy Joel, Uptown Girl. That's one of the first 45 I bought. I'm not into you, bro. But my favorite song about him is Stop laughing at me, man.
Oh my
y'all
fucking goodness.
still mad? We're gonna get out of here. Let him go ahead and be birthday shout.
Oh no, hold on, fuck it.
All right, everybody, stay safe.
Fuck that, since y'all done tortured me. Elton John. Elton John. That he needs to be mentioned.
Okay.
True.
Elton John was a very good songwriter, a very good producer, and a very good vocal talent. He was
Would you
definitely
put him up there with Stevie?
Oh hell no. I'm not putting nobody. The only person I put up with Stevie is Prince. And to me, Stevie still wins as far as records that I like. Now, I see why people argue with Prince because they figured like he could play any instrument and all of that. But like for me, Stevie didn't miss. He never missed. Like Prince would miss every now and then. You know what I mean? Stevie Wonder didn't miss. For me, he never missed. Bullseye every time.
Think about it. Part-Time Lover was the beginning stages of the side chick. That's all.
I mean, Part-Time Lover was a fucking anthem. That's what Prince didn't do. Prince didn't really put out anthems. Now, I'm not saying that he never put out any anthem, but Stevie had anthems. Easily. I mean,
and he had so much
he
range.
made motherfuckers.
He had so much range.
True. And he made, the most monumental thing he did was change around, the birthday song.
One of the simplest songs on the planet, and he made it his own.
He did it. He did it.
He wrote a birthday song for Martin Luther King. He didn't switch the birthday songs around. He just wrote a song for
and writing that song for Martin Luther King, he changed it. And it was necessary for him to change it because Michael Jackson bought the rights to the regular birthday song, the Happy Birthday to You. Michael Jackson bought the rights to that shit. So yeah. So every time
when you hear that in a movie or in a commercial, his estate gets paid for that.
And that's why they had stopped doing it. Yeah, that's why a lot of shows and movies had stopped doing the regular birthday song because they had to pay him instead of, it was free before then. He bought that shit.
Michael Jackson was on his
Stevie's version became the black people's version of Happy Birthday.
And that's all we needed.
No,
it was better. It was better anyway.
From the door.
Yeah.
Because Uncle Luke's version was just better. Uncle Luke's version was better.
Honorable mention, Uncle Luke. That was a hell.
Not deny Uncle Luke's version, bro.
You sure can. You sure can.
And now they got this new one with the shine of light on them now. That's the third one. But that Uncle Luke version, shit, you out of your motherfucking mind.
That shit was a winner. I ain't gonna.
The party really good started. Son, you said something that makes sense that I didn't even think about till just when you said it. Stevie Wonder does make songs that become an anthem. And I can't think of anyone else who has as many songs that become an anthem, because even something as simple as Stay Gold from the Outsiders, that is something a lot of people say, especially when it comes to graduations or coaches igniting their team or what have you. That is a popular anthem of sorts that people say. And I'm just thinking through all his songs, and there is no one else who makes songs that become anthems or attached to something like the Happy Birthday song that attached to something that's significant. Stevie Wonder is the only person I could think of who has a catalog of songs like that. I'm not saying no one else has one or two, but he has multiple songs that fit into that category. I didn't think about it. You just said it. So that is a standard that you just design.
You can't even stop Stevie Wonder because Stevie Wonder, anytime you can get Michael Evans to sing You and I at Thelma's wedding, you know Stevie Wonder the shit.
I mean, shit. I mean, you know, Stevie Wonder would make you sing La La La. Like, who the fuck else made you sing that simple lyric? La 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 la. La 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 la. I'm just saying the way he did it.
I'm gonna tell you a group right now that makes you sing la la la. La 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 la.
Wasn't the same.
True.
They did it well, but it wasn't the same. It wasn't the same.
True.
That motherfucker, Stevie Wonder on multiple songs, he la 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 you to death. You be like, yeah, and this just happened to be my fucking part. This fucking la la shit.
And every song would sing it too. Every song would sing it too.
Great until 6th grade, Mr. Phelps. I heard that song at least every other week because that was in our class.
What song?
He just la la my cherry amor. Especially as a summer day. I'm like, this motherfucker.
He made songs that was safe, but at the same time they was cool. Like, there wasn't nothing corny about Stevie Wonder. His musical genius was really just that. It was musical genius. Like, that should have you scratching your head. Like, there's no intricacy here. How the fuck did he do this? It was pure. That shit was organic. His shit was organic. That shit was, that shit wasn't no GMO in his shit.
Music transcended different areas because you had the Philharmonic who played Stevie's music. You had somebody like Yo-Yo Ma who played Stevie's music. I just can't think of anyone who plays a violin or piano who doesn't play his music. But when you're on a big stage with an orchestra and a big band and they are playing your music like the Philharmonica, like any big what's his name? The opera guy. Oh God, I see his face.
Luciano Pavarotti.
Didn't he do one of Stevie's songs too?
I believe he did.
I know it's somebody in that community who did a Stevie song.
But it was another. My favorite. I love all Stevie songs, but to see the video, him doing "Do I Do" and seeing Dizzy Gillespie blow that horn in that video.
Yes.
You know what I mean? That video alone stands the test of time with me. You know.
Now you're just going to do a whole show about Stevie because you just unlocked a whole new something when we think about him, like stuff I can't wait to talk to my dad later today about this because that just opened a whole new door of Stevie Wonder for me. And now I'm going to have to go down a rabbit hole with it. You probably have to do a whole show on Stevie.
Yeah, I talked to somebody recently who said they didn't like Stevie Wonder. I ain't really have a whole lot to say to them after that. Like, we ain't.
Well, back when they said it?
Huh? That's basically like, that was like saying, like, that's like saying that black people ain't good for nothing but fried chicken and watermelon. Like, I'm not trying to hear that shit. Like,
how do you not like Stevie Wonder?
Exactly. Like, I ain't got time to be debating with nobody about no goddamn Stevie Wonder, whether he was good or not. We not doing that. Like, you obviously been raised by wolves, and you know what I mean? And those wolves wasn't even allowed on Sesame Street, but Stevie Wonder was.
They were raised by hyenas. Hyenas, not wolves. Hyenas.
The mother was a crack baby, on crack, and they made him a crack baby. So
yeah, they had to be.
Hold on y'all. Jihad in the chat, he mentioned Naughty by Nature, and I think that he probably mention Naughty by Nature because we was talking about anthems. And you know, Naughty by Nature had a lot of anthems. Is there another group?
Not as many as Stevie, but yeah, because OPP and Hey Ho, that was my baby when Richard was coming up. That was his little bitty hands would be in the air, and he's Hey Ho. Oh, it's so cute. Oh!
Is there another group that you can think of that may have had more anthems?
Rap groups, you mean, or R&B groups?
Of course, rap groups. You can't compare, you know.
Not really. It's not that. I mean, more than Naughty by Nature. No. Oh, Brexit Effect did have that. Teddy Riley. All I want to do is zoom in your poom poom.
But those were one and done. Like, if that's the case, we would say.
And I wasn't singing that ass shit. Ain't nobody singing that bullshit. All I want to do.
What I just said.
Get the fuck out of here. Everybody singing that don't qualify as no goddamn anthem.
All I want to do. Can you imagine your son, 4 or 5 years old, walk by? All I want to do is zoom and get poom poom.
Do you think that possibly? Do you think possibly? Public Enemy had as many anthems?
Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Fight the Power.
Fight the Power. And what name? What?
Don't Believe the Hype.
What was the one? Don't Believe the Hype. And what was the one?
Welcome to the Terror Dome.
What was the one that had the Night of the Living Basshead?
Definitely.
Did they have
Yeah, 911 is a joke.
Yeah, they had about the same amount.
If not, they could definitely challenge. They could definitely challenge.
They could. Yeah, they could.
Well, you should do a dry versus.
A dry versus?
A dry versus.
What's that?
A dry versus. What else you want to call it?
A dry. She's talking about a versus with no lube.
Basically, because he can't play them songs. What can he play?
I see what you're saying. I wasn't picking up on the terminology. You know what I mean? I need help. I'm over here drowning like
a dry versus.
Yeah. Because I just made it up. I didn't know what else to say, so I just made it up. What can you play? 3 seconds? Is it 3 seconds before it's a problem?
If I sped it up, maybe, you know what I mean? I might be able to get away with it for maybe a couple of bars. I don't know.
Probably not worth it. It's probably not worth it.
It's probably not, because I might fuck around and goof. I might goof it up. You know what I'm saying? Yeah,
that's why I say don't even risk it. I think we should do one. You should do one where it's just, the songs. We can do the songs, the artists, and you can do it like that.
We'll talk about it, because I'm sure there's a way to get it done. We'll talk about it. I'll look into it.
It made me think about it, because you're talking about them with the anthem, even though still they had a handful. Stevie has a catalog full. Still no comparison, but it's still a good comparison. And I do believe Public Enemy can give Naughty by Nature a run.
Okay, well, let's do that. Let's do this. Next week, let's talk about anthems.
Now I gotta do my fucking homework again. You always doing this homework on Friday.
Well, at least you know what to do. You got a whole 7 days.
You got a whole week.
Tear this shit up. I'm gonna tear this fucking one up.
Got a whole week.
I can get 90s. I gotta get 100, man.
But I think that's a good look. Anthems. That can cover a lot.
Girls just want to have fun.
Don't start your shit. Don't start talking about it now.
What y'all think about people in the chat? What y'all think about that anthems for next week? Y'all with it? Let me know. Let me know.
I got about 5, 10 of them in my head right now.
Come on, Wanda, hit it in the chat. Cheryl.
Jihad said, I just looked it up. Naughty by Nature had a total of 6 anthems. Okay.
Everything.
Do you want to define anthems now before we go?
Yeah, anthems are pretty much like a verse of a song or a chorus of a song that really gained in popularity. Things that you might hear played in television commercials, or the part of a song that you would really remember and maybe associate with other things that you're talking about. So you're like with Naughty by Nature, the hey ho hey, or you down with OPP? Yeah, you know me. So it could be a call and response thing, or it could be something else. But the part of the song that popularized that group or that song or that music genre or something like that. So
it could be a slow song or it could be a fast song.
Yeah, it's a special part of that song that people separate from the rest of the song and kind of remember or blow up in another kind of way.
Because it took me out, because back in the day, the Pointer Sisters and Van Halen had songs that made me want to jump.
See what I'm saying? See how you always try to do it in advance?
But yeah, I mean, those
get in the corner.
But speaking of jump, so you think about like jump around, jump, jump around, jump. Even though I hated that fucking song, that was an anthem like a motherfucker, boy. And it won't die. You can't kill that motherfucker. It's like a roach.
The fucking thing that took me out, that they had this other group called Criss Cross, and they just had people jump. The Mac Daddy need you.
Well, I was going to say that one because that one came out. Did that one come out first? It did. That came out first, right?
It did.
Yeah, I believe it did. But
he was the king like John McEnroe. If anybody steps to him, he's smacking her.
Mm.
You go to the bars. Go ahead.
Hey, this is right there. Right there for you to listen to.
You know what? You know who had some anthems? Much to my chagrin, that fucking MC Hammer.
Oh shit. Can't touch this.
Can't touch this. And then fucking too legit to quit. We pray just to make it. God damn, this motherfucker. Yeah, he had anthems.
Go to the closet right now, son, and pull your baggy pants out.
You know, I wasn't gonna say that one, but fuck it. Yeah.
Talk to the box.
No, but really, it's all good. It's all good. I never even heard that saying before that song.
Mm-hmm.
He had and he still got people saying it's all good. Now I don't know if that's maybe they was talking like that out in the West Coast. I can't speak on it, but I know he made a song about it, and that's when everybody else started saying it. So yeah, it's all good.
I don't associate that.
Huh?
Why can't I associate that? I can't associate that with that.
What? It's all good?
Yeah, he started that.
He did. He started that shit. That was it. Definitely. I never heard nobody say that.
I used to hate that motherfucker dancing around like that.
Yeah, I mean, I was not a fan, but he absolutely had anthems. All right, y'all, let's get on up out of here.
Thing, when we hang up, you're gonna go get them baggy pants out the closet and start doing the typewriter.
Yeah, I'm gonna turn on the PlayStation 5 and play Call of Duty until we do the show at 1:30 tomorrow afternoon. That's what's gonna happen.
There you go.
So if y'all see me with the same shirt, don't say shit. Just know I'm marathoning out this bitch. All right.
Okay, Kyle tonight.
So I'm telling y'all, I'm filibustering like Cory Booker and shit. You know what I mean? All right. But good looking, y'all. I appreciate y'all coming on once again. Appreciate it. Look forward to it happening again.
Yeah, I'm gonna sit back.
Thanks, everybody.
Good night to all a good night.
Take a couple more sips of the Tellers of Ports and take it down for the night now.
Yo, All right, bet. All right, holla back.
All right, man. Much love.
Peace. All right, y'all, let's do these birthday shout outs. We have some birthday shout outs to do. Some people were born on this glorious June 20th, and they deserve to be acknowledged. So let's go about our business of acknowledging them and making them feel special because they are special because they are special because they are SPECIAL. They get the RESPECT. They are SPECIAL. They get the RESPECT. They are SPECIAL. They get the RESPECT. They get number one out the box, Arnell Brinson. Happy birthday to you, and also my girl go-getter Ginger Watson, and the basement Shelly Limberth. Oh shit. Okay. Summer Rose Orion. Let me see. Aluchi Favor Amadi. Let's see, we got some more. Let's see. Okay. Wallace Cotton Jr., Catherine Lena Brown, Brown, and last but not least, Michelle A. Wright Sturgis. I want to say happy birthday to all of y'all, and I hope that today finds you all in good health, happiness, mind, body, soul, and spirit. And that goes out to each and every person out there born on this glorious June 20th, anywhere out there in the world, worldwide, internationally, and universally. All of y'all go ahead and turn up. Turn up, but don't turn up too loud. Just turn up loud enough so everybody can hear you. Rock out, rock on and do the damn, the rock out. Rock on and do the damn, rock out. Rock on and do the damn thing and do your thing, y'all. Represent the queens and kings and do your thing, y'all. Represent the queens and kings. Good things happen to those who wait. Great things happen to those who grind, and anything can happen to those who go for theirs. So go hard, go for yours, and remember, yes, go hard. I say, yo, we talking about the ones who sing or the right, or it doesn't matter, just don't bite. We at the height of our success. We trying to make sure that we don't do much excess. And I'm saying go over the top, but yo, we gonna do it to death and won't stop until that cup is real full. And I ain't trying to be out here like no pool. I got a little bit of juice in. I'm trying to fill. I'm going to do this thing, but I won't kill it. Will my skills are going to take me to the place where I need to be, and all of y'all will see. And I'm sure that you have the same ambition, but we don't have to go the same place or have the same mission. I'm fishing for compliments, never. I'm just trying to show my talent, make sure that I don't have to get violent. If you leave me alone and make sure that you respect the tone of the voice of when you're talking to me, then everything is gonna be all right. We gonna get free. Speaking of free, yeah, that's how it go. Y'all, please do me one favor. Subscribe to the show. Subscribe to the channel. Make it hot up just like flannel in the summertime. Yeah, it's the 21st of the month, and we gonna make sure that for the rest of the summer, we don't front. Yo, make sure you turn on the air and check on your seniors and pets while they in there, so they don't be out there getting heat stroke. Nobody want to be sad or get mad. I've lost enough people in this world, and I ain't trying to lose another one, but I understand, son. Nobody can live forever, but they will always live forever in our hearts, because from the start, you know when somebody hits you right in your place where you live, you gotta give something that will give back to you. So yeah, on a daily basis, do what I gotta do. And what I gotta do is be the best version of myself. So I'm gonna take care of my money and my health. Health is wealth, that's what they say, and I believe that shit, so I practice little every day. Beat on my drums, make sure I give the drummer some. Yo, if I got a guitar, I probably strum. Bam, bam, yeah, a little riff. Yo, I don't know what the problem is, what's the diff. Yo, I'm glad that I had this time with y'all tonight. I'm be right back tomorrow, all right? 1:30 in the afternoon, so I gotta get to bed now because I'm gonna get up soon. And I don't want to be all tired, wiping sleep out my eyes. Shit, I say it's cold. Yo, I'm getting older each and every day, but I ain't trying to leave here. I'll be here tomorrow. I won't be drinking beer, but I used to down a lot of that liquor, and that shit used to give me real high quite quicker. But I ain't trying to drown in my sorrows, trying to keep out to the place where I have to borrow a lot of money from anybody else, because I'm trying to be just really going for self, but not self like I'm trying to isolate, but I'm trying to rock some ice and stop the hate. Peace to all my day ones, my everydays, and my brand news. I love y'all to death. Resuscitate y'all. Love y'all right back to life. We will be back. Ain't that some shit? Ain't this some... Oh, okay. We will be back tomorrow afternoon, 1:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for the Urban Therapy with Sun show. So make sure y'all come on through. Let me see if I have a topic. Let y'all know what we're going to be talking about tomorrow afternoon or today afternoon. Ooh. Yeah. We're going to be talking about deserving the same amount of grace. Deserving the same amount of grace. That's what we're going to be talking about today. In other words, you know how you show, you got people who show favor to everybody else who they trying to bring and attract into their lives, but they don't show that grace to the people who have always been there. Somewhere along them lines. You know what I mean? Basically, we're going to get into that. All right. Please hit the like button, y'all. Share the show. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet. I hope y'all enjoy listening to this show as much as I enjoy broadcasting it. And like I said, we will be back tomorrow afternoon, 1:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I hope to see y'all there. So with that being said, holla. Peace.